Alright, so it's McGilligan and Silent W again.
Analyzing the data you and Weaver collected from the outsider facility.
Yep.
The results are unsettling.
And we're about to get some unsettling data from Falk.
Contaminant found, as well as the layout of the nation's water infrastructure. We expect...
Over 2/3 of the population would have been infected within a few weeks if we hadn't stopped it. I can do the math.
Impressive that you can do math just from that little LED picture up there, Carter.
Been infected or exposed. It's getting harder and harder to keep the outsider threat under wraps. We can't afford to have the whole country panicking. We need to do something fast.
So yeah, welcome to America. It's pretty much fucked.
And now the map is red? It was green before. It was red all the way, and it was green in the cutscene. I don't know, whatever.
The green in the cutscene was just like a temporary whatever the hell.
I think that was showing, like, the water...
Yeah, that was showing the municipal water systems. I don't know if that's accurate or not. It might just be art bullshit.
Anyway, before we get too heavy into lots of other plot stuff, let's just take a tour of the base and see who we can chat to.
Oh, hey, buddy. Where are you going? Oh, nowhere. You know, just standing.
Took him out. Can you believe it? I heard Weaver strangle the son of a bitch with her bare hands. Come on, Percy. Maybe we can win this thing after.
Kind of a funny thing here. One of the guys chatting at the table here is called Agent Percy, but apparently there's two Percys.
Yes,
this
one of them
Percy
that's his
and
first
this
name, and
Percy.
one of them that's
Look
his
sharp,
last
Agent.
name.
We've got a war to fight.
Or something.
Hey, Agent Carter. Oh, looking good. I'd offer you a cigar, but Quartermaster says we're all out.
Whole base is worried about the end of the world, but you seem pretty happy with yourself. Why's that?
Why shouldn't I be? I was promoted to team lead.
Congratulations. We need more teams out there. Every little bit helps.
Yeah, well, you just wait, Carter. Maybe next time I'll be the one they're calling a hero.
Jealous?
Stopping Axis wasn't about getting glory. It was about saving the world.
Nice speech. Practicing that one for your medal ceremony?
Listen, if we can't focus on the war, there won't be any medals, or anyone left to give them.
Sure, that's why you're volunteering for the mission to save the Earth.
Percy, I'd like to see you do half the things Carter does.
Just as happy with your leadership.
Ugh, they're the worst. Always getting themselves into trouble. Who did I piss off to get saddled with a load like newcomer?
They might not be the problem.
You're right. Might be the gear. Old Webb is probably giving us junk just because
This man's
you're
dialogue
still out
was
in the
taken
field.
from the
Sure,
future for most
that's
people
what's
who
wrong.
complain about
Of
this game
course.
being really hard.
We're all working towards the same goal. Don't blame me if I get the big missions. There's no shortage of things that need to get done.
Sure, securing supplies and evacuating civilians. Can't make a name for yourself by scavenging and fleeing.
No.
I don't know.
But you
De Silva
can't
did a
save
pretty
a
good
lot
job
of
doing
lives.
that.
If you'll excuse me, I've got to prepare for the big mission.
Sure, just rub it in.
Yeah. He's a little insecure, that guy.
And sadly, Webb is now gone. And listen to this recording. I'm not going to play it in the video, but check the thread. It's a nice little note on Percy's leadership skills.
Quote, leadership skills, unquote.
Yeah.
Our supplies are regularly tested for impurities, but we aren't sure what we're checking for. We haven't had any infections in the base yet, have we? No, but then until they track down the exact bugs.
Alright, and remember they were installing that thing in here last time?
Good job out there, Carter.
Now we got a thingy.
Oh, it's the Normandy's airlock. I mean, wait, no, definitely not a Mass Effect reference.
I like it. It does have the cool light effect when...
Yeah, I'm just...
Be careful with that Illyrium! We must have the utmost caution!
No one's handling Illyrium, but okay.
Things seem scattered.
Okay, Dresser.
Herr Volk has had my best men working on a special edition for the Avenger. I hardly have time for our latest breakthrough.
Latest breakthrough?
Special edition.
Special edition.
Don't like surprises, Doc.
Not to worry, William. Just a small contingency plan. But
If the season pass doesn't sell, we can add another piece of DLC to it.
So what did you discover, Doc?
It is a cure for the sleepwalker infection.
It's a pretty
Or
big
possible
breakthrough.
cure, at least.
It is
has yet to be
indeed.
tested
It
on the
is
lives of
quite a
Dr.
breakthrough.
Hera has high hopes.
Ooh, well, let's ask about
So
that.
you think you have a cure for the sleepwalkers?
One of
This is
Dr.
probably
Here's
the best news
projects
we've had so
involves
far.
Disrupting the connection to Mosaic. With some minor modification and the medical assistance of Dr. Hera, I believe it could partially reverse the effects of the infection.
Even a partial cure is better than nothing. Can I do anything to help?
Actually, yes. Dr. Hera has asked if you could assist with the first human test.
Why me? I'm no doctor.
I do not know his reasonings, but I'm inclined to trust his judgment. If you have time, of course.
To find a cure, I'll make the time.
Got nothing but time in the base.
He is preparing his
Yeah.
observation there.
Time
And
does
when
not
you are
move
finished,
in this
I would
strange
appreciate
realm
your
known
report.
as the X-Space.
You said you're adding something to the Avenger. Isn't a flying saucer impressive enough?
I apologize, William, but Director Falk has demanded total secrecy on this project. Even the different teams do not know the full details of how their creations will be used.
That doesn't inspire a lot of trust, Doc.
I understand, William. I truly do. But Herr Falk saw how information about the Avenger got out, and he has no intention for that to happen once again.
Suppose I can't blame him.
Fair enough.
We've both got a lot to get done.
Indeed, William. In the next hours, we will decide the course of human history.
One
That's
way or
awfully
another.
momentous for something we know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps there's something Falk hasn't told us yet, or perhaps, we haven't talked to him yet, so we don't know.
Anyway, exclamation point speech bubble.
Boy, exclamation point speech bubbles are important.
They're the
So-
best kind of speech bubble.
I believe this test would involve De
Heinrich
Silva
finally sent
if you
If
had
he
killed
was
him.
alive.
If you
As
hadn't
it-
brutally
if I-
murdered him through your lack of caring.
I'm still not sure what you want me to do. Or if I want to do
So
it.
yeah, you would
treatment
be
is
curing De
completely
Silva here
safe.
if you weren't like
I
me.
just need you
As it
to help
is, it's
administer.
just a random squatty.
Look, I'm glad there's a cure, but I don't understand what you need me for.
One of the things that baffled us about the infection is even when we cleared up all of these symptoms, the patient still wouldn't respond to external stimuli. Eventually, we discovered a psychological connection was necessary for recovery.
Psychological connection. What do you mean?
We need someone who the patient felt a psychological connection to in order to bring them back.
This is actually a really important conversation,
And a personnel file
which
show that
won't
he has
be
a high
concluded
level of
until
respect
the
for
DLC.
you.
You're experimenting on an agent?
Yes. He may be a sleepwalker, but he's still an XCOM agent. And that means taking risks. I'm sure he'd agree if he could communicate.
Fighting the good fight even while he's infected, huh? Okay, I'm in. What happens if this doesn't work?
Physically, he'll be fine.
We'll just
Every
shoot him
time
in the
we
head and
attempt
dump
to
him out the
stop
back of the base,
recovery,
frankly.
He slips further and further.
Then let's get it right the first time.
Sounds like a plan.
So what will I be doing in there? I'm no surgeon.
Nurse Campbell will be handling all of the medical procedures and assisting you. We just need you to be an active participant and be ready to respond as he begins to come around.
What should I expect?
It's sort of like waking a sleeping child. They're trapped in a dream world, and you have to bring them out of it.
I don't want to
Give
know
them a
how
reason
Carter
to
would
wake up.
wake a sleeping
Hell, why
child.
don't you just snap him?
Well, you've got your answer right
Can't be
there.
that violent or distressing. Try something friendlier. Something to draw them out.
I'm not known for being friendly, Doc.
Lampshading the fact that Carter's an
Too
asshole.
much
Thank you.
pressure, and they might retreat back to the dream world. Apparently, Mosaic has built quite a comforting prison in their heads.
Sounds cozy. I can see why they wouldn't want to come back into this world.
It's like breaking an addiction. You need to help them, but you have to be stern, but not so much that you drive them back.
Friendly,
So
stern.
it's now
but not
canon.
too stern.
Mosaic is alien
Got
heroin.
it. Let's get to it. If you're right, this should be easy.
If it were easy,
Chasing the
they
Black
would have carried it
Dragon.
a long time ago.
Pretty much. And Carter is the equivalent of methadone,
Hold
apparently.
still.
Good luck, Carter.
Speak of the devil. He's all ready. Try talking to him.
I'm not sure if we have different lines if this is
How are you
Silver.
doing, pal?
My time
The
is...
voice does sound kind of like the Silva. Was it the
Might
same
be
actor?
It might be. I don't know.
I guess Carter's are
Come
different.
on, Agent. It's time to wake up now.
Carter's is definitely different.
Just... leave me.
Pulse is up slightly. You're getting through to him. Go on.
So yeah,
Come on.
you want to pick
It's
the
time to
middle of
wake
the
up.
road option for most of these.
More war.
That's too nice. That's too mean. There we go.
Come on. You don't want to miss humanity's finest hour, do you?
Yes. Got to.
Okay, I think this dialogue is different if it's De
Keep
Silva.
going.
I'd have
Almost
to
there.
double check though.
That's right. You've got to wake up.
got to get up. Yes.
I imagine Carter's dialogue would be more personalized.
Carter's dialogue is specifically referring to De Silva, I believe.
You can't give up now.
Carter. I had the weirdest nightmare.
You've got him, Carter. He's awake.
Yay!
What happened?
We'll tell you all about it, but first, we need to get you back to health.
We
Yay!
fixed it!
Victory! One small victory for mankind against the Sleepwalker virus. One
Looks like you were
small
just what he
victory
needed.
against the Sleepwalker virus.
Yay.
Well done. It won't be easy, but you just proved we can cure the Sleepwalkers. Give Heinrich my congratulations.
And let's check out what's happening in the rest of the lab.
Yeah.
What are you crazy boys up to? Ooh!
Hey, we got a sectopod.
Minus the secto.
Oh, you know. It's so just a pod? Oh, okay. Just a pod.
A spare 1.3 petajoules per use.
Petajoule, that's a lot of energy.
That is a lot of energy. Oh my god, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? You pushed the button, you'll kill us all. Oh. Oh, whew.
Oh, smart thinking there in the weapons disabling.
How did he know how?
I don't know. Because you're
probably
just pulling wires. and
Yeah, he
lucked
probably
out.
just looked at all the cables going into the minigun and went, rip.
This one's good.
Oh. I still have nightmares about that cat. You jerk! Jesus!
Kevin?
Yeah, he's, canon.
He's
gone to
elsewhere.
hell. He's in hell now. You'll see him in Doom 4.
It's a heliporter.
Aren't all teleporters? Don't all teleporters take you to hell? I mean,
Well,
Event
there's-
Horizon
there's that
proves that
school-
for hyperdrives.
There's that school of thought that the teleporter just kills you and makes an exact duplicate.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I believe that was in the context of
Good news, I
transporters
hope.
from Star Trek, usually, right?
It was
Yes.
touch and go for a while, but the cure worked.
Excellent.
Yay!
If the underlying process is successful, then perhaps we can find a solution for the messes.
I sure hope so. You can't get me to be friendly to everybody in the world.
I was surprised we were able to get you to do so for even one.
This side quest has some really good dialogue.
Well, technically, if they did die every time they teleported, then we just killed that guy like 4 times.
6. It's okay. He doesn't think he died.
That's true.
And
No
as
harm,
long
no
as he
foul.
still thinks he's fine, you know.
Avenger. Things must be getting desperate out there.
Man,
We
everyone
haven't said
except
anything
us.
about the Avenger yet.
Everyone except us knows that we're going up in a flying saucer.
No wonder
Always
Falk needs
the
to clamp
last to
down on
know.
security.
It's been an honor to serve with you.
Boy, that's
Why is
grim.
everyone acting like I'm about to die?
Individuals encountered in the field cannot be trusted, despite valid credentials. Enemy lookalikes are impossible to detect without screening. Remain vigilant at all times.
I think that actually was me on the radio there in the base.
Ooh.
Looks like you're finally gonna
I
get
do
to take a
remember
ride in
delivering
this death
that line
trap, huh?
for Final
You're the
VO.
one taking the ride. I get to be the one flying it.
You
Barn
think it's ready
splitting
for the
hairs
trip?
as
You
always.
and the rest of the team I'm worried about. This beauty is all ready. Assuming you can help me with
no.
one last
Oh yeah,
detail.
this
no,
is
not
one of the
this.
more annoying
Oh,
side
God,
quests. So
not
I get
this.
it out of
You
the
got a
way
platoon
here
of
so that
engineers and
the
mechanics.
next video will go a little
What do you
smoother.
need me for?
This
Everything's up and running,
fucking
but we're picking
side
up evidence
quest.
of leaks in the fuel system. Problem
I'm gonna
is,
go on record here.
they're
I
too
hate
small
this
for us
side
to spot
quest.
with
I
the
think
naked
it's
eye.
terrible.
Leaks.
I don't
Should
think
I
it
be
ever
wearing
should
a
have been
hazmat
put in,
suit?
Nothing that
and
dangerous.
it was a bad
But it
idea.
could cause a fuel
It's
leak
one of
in
the
the
only
unit.
things in this game I will
Or
say
an
that about.
explosive chain reaction.
It was
If it'll
a
keep
huge
this
pain in the
contraption
ass
in
the
one
first
piece,
time I
count
did
me
it.
in. But
This
how
is
am I
a
supposed to help?
this is a
If you
gigantic
scan
pain
the
in the
Avenger with
ass,
that thing on your
and
arm,
it
you should be able to
is
detect
almost
the
impossible to
leaks.
understand how it
Point them
actually
out to
works.
us and we'll handle
Well,
the rest.
Once
all.
once you know what to
Walk
do,
in
you
the
can
park,
do it in
Barnes.
under a minute. But
Yeah,
like I said, the first
But
time I spent like
it's just
30 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck I was
it is
missing.
a god awful side quest. The biggest problem is that it's supposed to technically be introducing you to scanning, but it's doing it in the most obtuse possible way.
And in a pretty late in the game.
Very late in the
But
game.
anyway, first thing you gotta do is get close enough to each of these weird
Found
little
one of the micro leaks.
glowy bits and scan them. I gotta move here to get this one. There's two.
You're leaking fuel here.
Oh, this is our first look at the Avenger from the ground, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is the first time
here
we're
she
allowed in
is.
the hangar, which is pretty
This
cool.
is the Avenger, folks. It's a big fucking flying saucer. It's XCOM's.
Okay, now,
And
track the pipe
obviously,
back to
we're
its
going to
valve
find it.
And shut that off.
So yeah, now we have to look at the pipes with the leaks and follow them and then shut off the valves.
So this is just a, maze thing.
It's not too hard, but the annoying thing, I'll show you in just a second. So that one was correct. And that one's correct. They actually tell you if you mess up.
Fortunately.
Now, the annoying thing is, inside the doors of the Avenger, right here, are another 3 valves that don't show up anywhere that you also have to do.
Yeah, this
is what threw me off.
This is the bitch right
Looks
here.
like that one wasn't busted. Open it up and try another.
That it's not obvious. It's not told to you in any way.
That's
It
all.
only shows up if you try and go into the Avenger, and then you go, "Oh, good God, what the hell?"
Yeah, that's the part that threw me and was very annoying. But I'm all done.
I'm gonna say
yay.
I'm super happy about the Avenger model. I think it is a stunningly good model that somehow manages to maintain plausibility for, well, a giant goddamn flying saucer.
Just the last
Oh, yeah.
touches, yeah. And you might be interested to know you helped the techs track down a design flaw.
Yay!
What sort of flaw?
Nothing big enough to cause a problem, but they think they can get another 2, maybe 3% efficiency out of the engine.
We don't have time for a complete overhaul.
No, of course not. But they want to try some new layouts.
Yeah, some new layouts of
Might help
pipes,
if we
maybe,
ever
that
need to
aren't
make a
quite
fleet of
as
these babies.
brain
Let's hope
burstingly
it doesn't come
stupid.
to that.
Yeah, maybe. Let's hope. Jesus.
That is a cool saucer.
Now, of course, if you don't do this side quest, absolutely nothing happens, but you should have already
How
realized
big
that
a
if
flight
anybody
crew
watched
does the Avenger take? Who's coming
I
with
think
us?
you have
She
to do
can
it
carry
to
a
progress
small
the
army.
plot.
But half of that's going to be
Yeah.
pilots,
Remember,
engineers,
actually.
and scientists.
I don't want to hang
I think
around
Falk
any
sends you
longer
to
than we have
Barnes.
to. No
Oh,
way I'm holding out
yes,
for
you know
charging
what? Yeah, I
Muton
think he
while the
does.
lab rats are catching
It didn't
alien
used to be
butterflies.
required.
Don't worry, Carter. They all know the top priority.
That was
is getting
changed
out
fairly
alive.
late. It wasn't required originally.
Better load up.
Just buckle
None
up
of the
in
side
there and
quests
I'll
were.
take care
I believe
of the
this is
rest.
actually the only required side quest, though.
Yeah, you don't get anything for it, which is annoying. I was hoping to get a dispatch
Yes.
mission, but nope.
Nope, you get nothing unlike it.
Ah well. I did earn the other one from Heinrich.
Originally, we had.
Aircraft observed in Flagstaff.
Originally, we had
Flagstaff is fucked.
the ability to do the side missions before or after, like they'd stay around forever. And originally, the side missions were built with the expectation that you would be able to take the Avenger or the Sky Ranger to the side missions. So if you
Oh, that would have been cool.
you get to drop out of the Avenger and, flying saucer and all that crap. But it got really difficult because, as you can see, the Avenger is a big motherfucker of a ship, and the Sky Ranger is extremely small. And trying to make a, quote, landing area, unquote, for a mission that fits both of them and is still plausible is quite difficult.
Yeah.
I think at this point you
Anyway.
have almost all the packs.
Yeah, I've got quite a good inventory here.
Quite a selection, yes. Only some of them are useful, though, unfortunately. About half of them
Yeah.
are kind of worthless, which is too bad. But that's what you get when you have to make a lot of adjustments to the
But
balance and
anyway,
stuff.
plasma sniper rifle for the sniper,
Plasma
so we're
sniper
probably
rifle.
going to be bringing him along again. And he's level 5 now, so we have access to our
The
wonderful
recon
artillery
agent
strike
calls in a
again.
Location. After a few moments, artillery bombards everything in the target area, friend or foe.
I imagine that this skill is actually just Barnes piloting the Sky Ranger overhead, kicking a box of grenades out the back. Because nothing else really makes sense.
And I'm going to keep Quartermass with me, because Quartermass is pretty good.
He is the finest scientist in the British Empire.
So Chicago's on fire.
Yay! I mean, no.
Something
one
about,
cares about
missile
Florida,
crisis
whatever.
in Florida. Screw Florida.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck off, Florida. No one cares.
Nolans. Nolans is flooding.
Horrors lurking in the swamplands and strange aquatic discoveries by local fishermen. Terror from the deep.
Ooh,
that is
pack.
a Terror from the Deep reference, by the way.
So let's see, mission complexity of 10, but we got a lot of numbers to send after that, so...
Make those numbers go up, man. Hey.
There we go. Let's do that. I think we have enough to get all of these dispatch missions done. Rank 3 Commando. Very tempting.
Yeah, not really.
Well, there we go.
But, you know, doing all the dispatch missions gets you an achievement! So, you know, maybe you should... Nah, don't.
There's no reason not to. Not all my guys are level 5 yet, so might as well.
It's true, it's true.
So
that pack, though, is pretty darn good.
The quick charge pack, yeah.
Quick charge pack is great for Carter.
There's
also
another...
really good for recon agents, too.
Isn't there another pack that's like the same as that, but it reduces your weapon accuracy?
Yes. I believe that one might charge faster than the quick charge pack, but I can't remember.
It would have to have that downgrade.
I would never put it past anybody to make a statistics mistake.
Anyway, we're going to do Operation Firestorm because that sounds cool.
Firestorm. That's exactly what that recon ability is, in fact. Huh. Is it a suggestion? Who knows?
No. Alright, see you in a minute.